Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I'm Gypsy Girl, here to give you another lesson for today. Just want to be grateful for the energy. Thank you, Spirit, keeping me safe, protecting me, keeping the collective safe. Teaching me, teaching us. What is the lesson for today? Wheel of Fortune is showing with potential to take a relationship to a higher level. There's legacy. Wheel of Fortune jumping out. It's just letting us know this is our time. We have lots of potential, wisdom. We want to work things out. Take that how it resonates. But now is the time. It's time for change. The lesson for today. Thank you, Spirit. What is the lesson for today? What does the collective need to learn today? I'm grateful that I could come to my deck this early in the morning. Really quiet. The birds making noise though. Gives me a chance to focus with nature. What is the lesson for today? Thank you, Spirit. What is it that we need to learn today? The card just jumped out. Again, the Princess of Pentacles. Pentacles is coming forward. We have the Princess and the Prince. With Hercules, our Six of Cups. So that potential, Wheel of Fortune, it's all adding up, right? If you're looking for a relationship or you're working on one, or that focus, it's going to pay off if you're paying attention to your behavior and how you react and how the other person reacts. I mean, you have to take into consideration how other people behave around you, because that's what encourages your behavior, whether good or bad. I mean, what is the lesson for today? Thank you, Spirit. Now we come back to the Two of Pentacles. Right. Oh, sorry, I just have to readjust my boxes there. Two of Pentacles. Imbalance. It's the first thing that comes into my mind because of what the traditional card shows us. I mean, we see that they're not on equal ground here. One is higher than the other. This card shows itself again to let us know that we need to bring things into balance, because we know that things are out of balance. Pleasing two masters, or trying to spread yourself thin. And I wouldn't say out of desperation, but that's the thought that came to mind. because we're trying too hard in some cases. We want things to go a certain way, so we push ourselves, we push others, we create disturbance with good intention most of the time. And that's what brings things out of balance, because we're trying to avoid the imbalance to begin with. I'm trying to see another angle at this, but that's basically what it is. So the lesson is to take things slowly, set it up, and then wait. Again, it comes back to patience. We want things done in a way that we see the results right away. I mean, I wouldn't say that's normal, because it's not. Just because everybody is doing something doesn't mean it's the way to go. When you live a stressful life, you get stress as a result. But we convince ourselves that if we push harder, work faster, do more, that it's going to balance out. And it creates more of a distress, because our physical, our mental, our psychological ends up paying. This is a Saturn ruled suit, the working suit. The Pentacles. It is ruled by Saturn, our work. If it is a question of work, doing two jobs because you're trying to make ends meet, something has to give. And that's when the balance comes in. When something has to give, you know? Let's see what the tool is. And we have our 8 of Swords. So it's not just that we're pushing ourselves or pushing someone else, depending on the situation. We're thinking about it hard. 8 of Swords. Going around in the mind, trying to figure out what to do, how to do, how to make things different, how to fix things. This is when you know that things are out of balance, and then you're trying very hard to figure out how to bring things back into balance. So it's that push and pull. Again, this is the theme that we're going to see. We've been seeing it. It depends on your situation to what caliber of imbalance. Because it's not just one kind. It's all kinds. This is a working suit. So you could have imbalance at work. And what kind of imbalance? Well, there's all kinds. I'm not going to start naming them all. If you know that you're in a situation where you're feeling the push and the pull, or you are juggling 2 and 3 things at the same time, then you know your situation is relating to this lesson. I'm not saying it's only at work. I'm reflecting on the fact that this is the working suit. So in your life, you are in a circumstance where you need to think really hard about where you are, how you got there, what is the result that you're looking for, as opposed to what is happening right now. Is it going in the direction that you want? Is what you've set up working out for you? Maybe you're hoping that it will, and it I mean, we always have to stay positive. So even in a negative situation, you look for the positive. Because we have, I wouldn't say two negative cards here, but we have heaviness on both sides. Because this is heavy to be in if you are feeling that push and pull. And I know from the first week of July, it's been a warning sign that it's coming. It's coming. This heaviness is coming. Well, it's here. And it's not going to stop. It's just how you deal with it is going to become a lighter load if you are tackling things one step at a time, because that is how you have to go when these two cards are showing themselves, because this is like a build-up of a pressure. You're pressured on one side or both sides of your life, if it's work and relationship, or just work. You have a lot of things going on at work and you just, putting out fires everywhere you go. It could be like that because, it's that's what's going on. It's juggling. You have customers, you have situations with colleagues, you're just dealing with it. Just take a step back and see how your days have been going. And if it's not in a work situation, then it can only be in a relationship situation, regardless of the kind. It doesn't have to be a romantic. It could be friends, it could be colleagues, it could be family, where you're being taxed. Your mind is, you're noticing that you're being slighted. You're noticing that people are taking advantage, or you are slighting or taking advantage of someone. I mean, it has to pan out one way or another. Let's see what Spirit is doing. Yeah, the manifestation. It's giving us the ability to change things by pure desire. We change it. We see what's going on. We recognize what's going on around us, and we make the effort to change that. That is what working things through one step at a time will bring us to see that we need to make a change. We don't like the situation or the circumstance, so we want to make that change. And Spirit is giving us that ability to do just that. We have everything that we need, especially the know-how. We have all of the wisdom that comes with working things out to make things come back into balance again, because we know what's going on. Sense of manipulation, where we get to change the way the flow goes. If we are on a level of, well, I know how I react, so I'm going to temper that reaction that I would usually have in a circumstance where I get angry, or you get frustrated. You work through it, then you've created a change because of the way you react to a situation. With the wisdom, you get to step back and see the outcome before it actually happens, where it could go, and is this where you want it to go? This is the power that we are given when we assume the magician role. It's, I know where this goes, I know how to fix that, I know how to make this work in my favor, especially if it's for an agenda. If you have an agenda going on, you may want to shift that because you see the outcome, where we had the first shuffling the Ace of Coins, a potential outcome. The offer that you want to make, or you want to have, a position you want to get into at work, or you're looking for stability in your life. You have the means. You just need to sit with it. Give that time to work things out in the mind. Talk it out, maybe. to bring it back, to bring your life back, if it is in your life situation, or if you are a part of a scenario where you see the imbalance and you want to change that. So what's going to be the gift? Oh, bending my cards. 2 of Swords. More mental, and it's a 9. So the anxiety of being in a situation where you are, or someone else is compromised, or you're nervous about work, because it could be relating to work. Too many things happening, needing to slow down because you're trying so hard, or you want to beat the clock. We can't. I mean, we try. Some of us are lucky enough to get through, but it's not a race. Though your mind is racing, you need to make a decision and stick to it, because that's what the 2 is. You know what's going on. You either choose to face up or you deny, depending on the situation, or you hold back on things that need to be said or things that need to be done. Again, doing, thinking. That sense of denial that this card offers is because we don't want to face things. But if Spirit is giving us everything we need, then what will stop us? It's our fear, our own anxiety with these 2 cards. And again, the anxiety is required if we are going to be able to really work through circumstances or situations that seem to be repeating themselves, because that's what lessons do. They keep repeating until we get it right. And if we don't wake up to that, then we will feel like this is the first time every time. And Spirit is happy to make us take our time going through lessons in the way that we do, so that we learn. The whole point is that we learn and we enrich our soul in this life, so that when we come to the end of this life, our soul is equipped to move on to the next one, if you so believe that there is a next one. And it doesn't matter if we believe it or not. The fact is, we are going through the motions in the way that we are to enrich our souls. Whether I am here or not telling this as a lesson, you are going through it. Because I am here, Spirit is giving us all that opportunity, including myself, to be able to recognize our situation. Because it is a lesson for me as well. It's not just me handing out lessons and I know everything and I've gone through. No. I am looking at this card and these other cards in my own life when I'm looking at this lesson, or I'm handing out the lesson as a messenger, but I look at my own clips to see what I have done in the clip. And if I am able to get the lesson out of it, then bravo for me, Otherwise, it's just me spouting out, oh, this is the message because I know how to read cards. No. As much as I want to interpret what's going on here, I'm living it too. I have anxiety in my life too. I have imbalance in my life too. At some level, we all can relate. If you're watching my clip, then you will relate because you're drawn to it. Well, that's why Spirit gives us these abilities, because Spirit knows that Our curiosity alone is enough to make us walk down that road of anxiety, to bring us out of imbalance, because we were put into imbalance because of anxiety to begin with. And let's see the bottom of the deck. Again, we come back to that growth and change, and then the deck just cracked open. So familiar ground again. We're changing. That anxiety brings it in, and this gift here of holding back or in state of denial is to give us that chance to really work things out and see what we're able to do, because we will change. That phoenix rising here is because we are put through that mental, because it is in our mind. We learn and we grow with our mind. Yes, we do it physically too. We were once babies, we became toddlers, we started walking and running, and we grew into being children, and then we became teenagers, and then we grew into adults. And the body and the mind sometimes don't go at the same pace. One may develop faster than the other, and that is our life. That is how we maneuver through our circumstances. Again, the swords are very present here. So we have a 7 with these two together. Then we have an 8. And we know the 7 of swords is a difficult turn. We know that the 5 of swords is inner turmoil or mind games that we may be playing, or someone else or other people may be playing. And then we have the truth, the sun. The sun falling in the middle of this layout is balance in itself coming back, because we see here with our magician that we are able to see and bring out the truth. We got more cards, and then the deck opened up. Oh boy, a lot. All right, let's just take it. Let's see. Let me push this down, because there we get that confusion again. Another 7. So it's coming back to this point where it's a rough ride this month. We're not, as I like to say, we're not getting away with it this time. If you're on a road to change, well, welcome to change, because it is here. Breathe in. Sit with. Focus on what you really want. I'm sorry, I just need to, I got a bunch of cards here. I need to bring them down. And the devil is back with the fool, with the goddess, with the prince. Okay, I have to bring them down a little more. Let's just couple up here a bit. We know the first cards are, and you can still see them. And we'll get an oracle. All right, so we have, again, the change, this mental turmoil that I'm about to say we like to put ourselves through, but no. All right, we'll look at it with just these 6 here. Again, this mental dance that we put ourselves through, and I will say that we put ourselves through, because that's where we're at. We make decisions in a split second, and then sometimes we have to mull it around before we can make a decision, and that's a good thing depending on the situation, right? Well, we are going to come to the truth, not denial here. Oh, I don't want to see, I don't want to know, or I know so much but I can't say, so I won't. That is where the imbalance is. That is where the imbalance is. It's because of what you know and what you do with what you know. And if you're looking for the easy way out, chances are you won't find it. And if you do, it'll get complicated on another level. That's where the devil comes in. Let's move these two down here for a second, because we were going with, let's bring it back. We had the Phoenix, we have the Five of Swords, then we have the Sun, and then we have the Truth, and then we have our Queen. So we have the two Queens. We have our Queen of Swords and we have our Queen of Cups. And then the Sun is right smack dab in the middle. Okay, so this Truth, you see the ease comes out. It gets difficult and then there's ease with the change. And the truth, regardless of whatever mindset we have going on here, whether we're playing with our own mind or if we're playing with other minds or if others are playing with our minds, that truth is going to shine. Look at it, it's in the middle. That truth is going to shine. And if it's ego, then the ego coming up against truth. Again, there is truth and then there is confusion in the form. We have confusion at the end here. Again, choice. We need to choose. We come up with the Three of Cups after our Queen of Cups. And if we put the cups together, we only have the Four. And this Four is where we decide where I want to go with my emotional life. Because it is about emotions. It is about the truth about emotions, about how you feel about a certain person, about a certain place, certain situation, circumstance that you're in. How do you feel about it? See, then the feeling is how we convince ourselves what to do next. If it feels good, you go with it. If it feels bad, you say, nah, I don't want. Or you want to make a change. And that is us carrying that truth with us. You see, that emotional decision making, the truth and the emotional effects of that truth take us to move into another place, another time, another with other people. We want to, we are going to go somewhere with this. And then when we add up with the 7, 8, 7 and 3 is 10. So it's a culmination here. I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. I don't want this confusion anymore. I don't want this imbalance. I want things to be different. I cannot continue the way I've been going. The truth has to come out. That's how some of us are going to feel, if we're not there already, because of the changes that we are witnessing or experiencing, or both, because Spirit is giving us powers beyond what we know that we have. And I say it like that because that's what a magician is. You wave your wand and things happen. You say abracadabra and the whole other hemisphere just arrives. It's imagination, Lots of thoughts. And this other, I'm counting up all the swords now, We had what? This is the 8 and the 7 and another 8 here. It's 16, that's a tower. Change. Imbalance. The tower has to come down. The truth is coming out because, look at that, it's surrounded. There is no way the truth is not coming out right here. There's no way. Just looking at these cards, if we were to show, and then look at what we have going on at the top. So from the taking it to another place, because this is a physical thing where you go out, you decide with the truth you're going to celebrate, emotional, Emotional celebration is possible, where you feel happy here, right here. You're having a great time because truth is out, can't get away from it. And that confusion that's sitting here is only to remind us that this is what it's going to take for us to come back into balance. We move on to the Fool. I'll just bring these cards down just to show. So we have our Three of Cups, that emotional ride. The fourth cup here is our discernment, our deciding, well, do I want this? I have had enough of this. This is too much. Remembering the change. But we're in a happy state here. We're in a happier state because we get to move on with the Fool. Then the Devil comes in and says, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing with the love that you have? See these two? Deadlock again. And for a reason, because if we go too fast, because we're so happy with the truth coming out, now I'm going to just tell all and I'm going to get what I want. No. Spirit says, no, you have to allow other people to absorb what's going on too. Just because you get it and you are happy, the next person may still have a few steps to go through before you can either forgive or make that offer, because that's what this uncertainty is still there. And this is why the Devil is around, because of, first of all this anxiety and truth. Anxiety and truth. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. Let me just look at my swords again. I'm looking at these swords. So we have the 16 swords here. It's 8. 7 and 1 is 8. So 8 and 2 is 10. And this is 18. This is not 16. See, I'm counting off again this morning. I haven't had my tea. I got up and I just was called to my cards. But I didn't expect all these cards to come out. So let's just do this one. Let's just do this one again. We have 8. Starting off with the 8. That mindset that just goes around and around and around and around. And then we have that denial. So it actually works out to the 17 then, because it's 8 and 2 is 10, and then there's 5 and 1 is 6, it's 16. And I'm thinking there's 17, 18, there's 16. It is a tower. It is a tower. And that is a good thing, because that's where you get to move on. Things will shift into opening up that pathway. Open up a pathway when the tower comes down. That new beginning. Having that truth come out. Feeling like you can trust. These feminine qualities here. The truth is backing up the emotional change that you're making. The reckoning. And then here we have the 10 cups. So you're closing off. If it is that you're saying, I don't want to be in a relationship with a certain person or a group of people, you're closing it off. Or you're bringing it in to say, well, I want to be, I've ended this cycle, now I want to begin this one. Because the 10 is an ending as it is a beginning. And then we have our Magician here to say it is an 11. The doorway opens, opening up the path so that we can begin again. We can take ourselves away from the confusion, confusion and the imbalance. We can bring ourselves away from that. But then we have to take a break. in a spiritual sense, where this is where Saturn will say, no, you're going too fast. You need to face that love, that standoff of good and evil, if you want, because this is, like I said, the two opposites. She is the complete opposite of what he could be, and we know he is, well, we call him the devil, and this devil brings that, what we don't want to see, to the surface, what we don't want to face, we have to. And that is because of our change. Just because we say we want to change, well, there's effort that goes with the change. There is understanding, and we have to reckon with our change and how it affects other people. You know, it's not just brandishing your wand like you want to just make change, and everybody else just abracadabra, they get with it, they go with it. No, time is required. As much as we want to know what's coming next, we have to work ourselves through what's coming next in order to achieve the goal behind what's coming next. It's not just enough to say, well, this and that is going to happen on a certain day, so just sit back and wait for it. No, there is effort that needs to be put in. It's a doing card, eh? To get into it, we need to do something. Well, we need to get out of it, we need to do something too. And changing is on every level. And for our own good, the devil comes and says, well, you're here now, okay, so take a break. Wait it out. Give the time for absorbing the change. That movement that we're going to make when we jump off the edge. We're going to fall into the arms of abyss. But that abyss is our rising. I mean, you have to go in deep, especially when you start talking about magic and waving wands and rising of phoenixes, mental states of blockages between good and evil. You have to really go into this deep within. This is your soul that is doing everything that we see here, struggling and fighting and being emotional on one side and being mentally aggressive on the other side. At some point we have to sit still. The deadlock. Choosing the path that you really want to walk on. You want to go with the good or you want to go with the bad. You know, you have to figure out which way you want to go. And that's why these two come up here, because this is you fighting. Your good side and your bad side are struggling with each other, if you want. I mean, this is it for some. Because you're listening to me saying these out of the world things and you're starting to question, well, do I believe in this? And then you see, well, if this is happening in my life, then I must believe in this. Or this is nonsense, but I'm still attracted to it. I mean, take it as it resonates. These are high arcana. Look at the high arcana we have going on here. We have the Fool, the Devil, the Empress, the Death card. We have the Magician, the Sun. The clarity couldn't be clearer, bright as day. And then the truth, accepting it. The two levels of truth here, from a higher level and a lower level arcana. Clarity comes. It's in the middle of the layout. All because we are recognizing our abilities, our disabilities, our stability, the abundance that we want to bring in. This is a holding back because there's so much more to come. We have to Spirit is like, no, 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 you can't go so fast. You start running. You know, you start thinking you're Superman. You can fly. No. Imbalance. These two go well together, you know. As in, we're going to hold on a little bit here and let you work things out. That's what the devil is doing here. He's saying, okay, you want to go forward, well, you're going to have to wait. And then it's going to be for the love. And then there's going to be an offer or a forgiveness. I won't go more. This is plenty right here. In fact, this is way, I would say, too much for some. You have to work with it. Patiently work with this. This is all truth. And in the way that it's coming, it's a protection for some. It is definitely a protection for all when the devil comes in, because we have to reckon with this truth first off. The fact that we have powers to make changes and recognize that we do. This confusion is required because it brings us to a closure with bringing it into a 10, and then we start again. We move on because we are able to. This prince he's uncertain, but he's willing to try. The faith that we have in the truth, in what we believe in and what we think we believe in. Maybe we're starting a brand new pathway on what we believe. I mean, that's summer for you, eh? See a change come and want to go with it. Brand new ideas. That's why the devil comes and says, whoa, Nelly, you hold on there. You have great plans, but you're only human, you know. You have to take your time. Allow things to happen. Again, coming back to the balance. You have to set it up and you have to wait. Let things happen. The devil is making sure that we wait because he knows we don't want to. Spirit has the devil in our existence for a reason. Eh? If you sit and think about that for a minute, your whole perspective will change on how you see the devil. The devil is not equal to spirit. Spirit created the devil. Okay, if you want to believe in spirituality, you have to believe that things you don't want to believe in do exist. You can't have the cake and then eat it and have it after. You know, you eat it or you have it. What is the lesson? Sorry, the oracle message for this lesson. Thank you, Spirit. The fact that the Empress and the Devil keep coming close to each other every time now. It's the second time I think I've pulled out both cards together. They are that reminder that it is for our own good. These three cards here, one after the other, and then boom, we're starting a new process. This is divinely guided. Divinely guided. We have to see that. Inner power, the magician, believing in what you want and then making the effort to get it, to make it happen. We're being guided by the magic of our ancestors, those who have gone before us. They want to see the good for us, so they're coming around, and that's where you get these cards. See these three? Spirit working, the oracle. I'll read that one for sure. Spirits of the other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown. Tell me tales of the forbidden. We don't want to believe in certain things. Oh, this is too much. I can't handle this anymore. This crazy spirituality talk. You know? Faith. You know, I would say the devil brings hope, but then I'm going to make a lot of people get angry because, no, it's not. The devil is not a good card. No, I don't care what she says. I've heard it so many times. The devil is evil. Take it in stride. Small doses. This devil showing up puts a block, puts us into that grip, mental grip. A mental grip. It says the fear, the greed, the anxiety, all of that is relating to the devil. So that we will call out our faith and hold on to it, in fact, so that we can move forward and make an offer or ask for an apology or give an apology. New beginning. We're on the road to new beginnings. That's what these cards represent. These four here. Let's bring them down again. I'm milking this one because I see this confusion is prominent, and I don't want that my lesson create confusion. I don't want that. And what I see in the cards is a reckoning of existence here. Oh, I don't want to believe in the devil. The devil doesn't exist. Yeah, it does, because we are an example of the devil's existence by what we do. Think of all the wicked things that people do. What, you think that is all you? Just because you think it up? Spirit has given us a position to fill, a role to play in a certain moment. Our souls were brought in to this life because this is the one we're in. If you choose to believe you were in another life before, then wonderful. And if you choose not to believe, well, that is your belief. You reckon with what your future will be. If you think you were not here before, then you probably don't think you have another life. But if you are listening to clips like these, then you do have some connection to spirituality. And you are starting to realize that they go hand in hand, these two. You cannot have one without the other. If you believe in good, then the bad does exist. And if you believe in bad, then the good does exist. And if you believe in neither, then you are just functional. You are here to complete your function. But if you are questioning, again, the truth, if you are questioning your own existence and the things that have been happening to you, if you are questioning that, then it is a good thing, because you will be able to move forward, even if you have a little doubt. And the reason I'm not taking more cards is because too much information is not a good thing. Go with your instincts. See, that's why we have this card here. This is our ancestors, mine in particular, coming and telling me, hey, don't go further. Go back and rehash a little bit, because you're going to confuse some people here. And that's why I'm listening. And it tells me here again, the vision card, another 7, 4 and a 3. To find enlightenment, seek nowhere, for it lives within you. Again, that distrust or doubt, that fear that comes with this card. When I say fear, he's not so afraid, because I keep saying he's a kamikaze, but he's afraid of getting hurt. And what happens to him is, because of his fear of getting hurt, he just goes for it. He just, okay, you know what, kamikaze, I don't care, I'm gonna do it quick. Get it over with. I'm going to ask him out. I'm going to ask her out. And whatever happens, happens. But there's an instinct. There is an instinct here. That vision. Because he sees the perfect coupling. That's why he takes the chance. Because he wants to be in a relationship. And he puts the hope and faith, the trust in it's going to work out this time. But there is still the doubt that it won't. And he knows, well, if it doesn't work, you know what? At least I tried. And that is important. I didn't read it yet, but that's okay. It's just to make it clear. I'm going to come to it. Let's read it now. See the power. That inner power. 20. We have a culmination. We have a 10 here. See, this is high arcana again. Well, low arcana going up to spiritual state. Because that's what the oracle is. It's spiritual state. So the inner power, let it be known, no will or desire is more powerful than I embodied. And that comes with the magician, and that inner knowing of what you want. And if you're thinking, you know, when they say your eyes are bigger than your stomach, where you see everything you could eat, but you can't fit it all into your gut, well, greed comes with this manipulation, And again, our devil. For some, those of us who take this information and say, well, if I have that power, I'm going to manipulate the hell out of everybody. It's not going to happen. For some, you will be stopped because of what you're trying to manipulate. Again, this is a tower, these swords. It's a choice that you make. You're going on one side or the other, you're walking down the middle. If you're able to walk down the middle, then you have an agreement with these two. That you can see your way to negativity and you lean towards doing the right thing. Because that is how these two work together for the truth. And how do we do that? Well, the morning dew. What stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? Be in silence. Early in the morning, listen to the birds. I know you can hear them. And in the end, that offer, if you want it, you will have it. Because this is a marriage card. I'll read it anyway. And then there's our goddess again. Pegasus, break free, dear one, spread wide and far, for you aren't containable, you are limitless. You can do whatever you want. Again, our magician here, our prince. You know, we want what we want. The truth tells us so. The sun says you can have, because it comes right after the sun. Or does it? I'm mixing up my cards. The sun comes before the truth here. That's it. So it comes after. After our princess, our empress. You want to get married? You're going to get married. You want to ask to be in a relationship? You're going to get a yes. The sun is there to say so. Healing. Forgiveness. Heals. Make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. And then the sun god. I'm not reading about the sun god. We know the sun is there. The truth is clear. With that, I say thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, your shares, and your comments. If this lesson didn't come to you as a lesson today, don't worry. It'll come around again. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Love and light.